Hello everyone, Nathan here. Welcome to the first of hopefully many evenings in the life of a solo game developer. It is currently Monday night at 8:37 p.m. It's actually quite early. Luckily we had a pretty quick dinner and doing the dishes wasn't too bad, so I was able to hop straight into this. It is now dark outside. As you can see, the sun has been setting. And we have a few things on the whiteboard that needs doing. So over the weekend I was actually away in the city, so I didn't get to do too much game dev. I was experimenting, however, with material generation with textures kind of like this. So each texture obviously has an RGB channel, and then we have a material, which I'm still working on, but the basics of it are we have a RGB texture. We tell the material, okay, I want the reds to be this color, I want the blues to be this color, greens to be that color. Because right now, as you can see here, like this is hand painted by myself, and these here as well have been done in Substance Painter. It would give a little bit more freedom and would help me, I think, keep with the style of the game. If I was able to do something with the RGB stuff. Loco right now doesn't have a distinct art style, and it's something that I'm still kind of exploring and trying to discover. And I thought this is a cool way that I've seen other indies and solo artists work, so I wanted to give it a try. Tonight, moving on to the whiteboard, the top priority is fixing bugs. And the main issue we have is right now, items in the kitchen list are not spawning. But what's happening here in the kitchen function is that whenever an item is sent from the table, it's added to a list of items that need to be spawned, and so what ends up happening is the items that we are sending get overridden by the new items, which is something we need to fix either with a custom function or some sort of tick event, something like that that I need to figure out. And of course, a lot of these major bugs actually end up causing smaller bugs. So sometimes as I refactor code or blueprints and kind of mark this off, then other things like, placing things before bubbles are revealed, NPCs not going into tables when they're cleared, I will either fix that by fixing the original bug, or when looking through the code, I'll realize, okay, I actually see the issue here that's happening, I'll quickly fix that. So my main priority for tonight is to get the kitchen manager not overriding orders, and basically looking through any of the other issues we're having here. Like we're getting a log integer error with the BT task order. That's a like NPC thing with its brain, its functions aren't working. A lot of code refactoring tonight. I don't know how much. I'm pretty good right now in terms of energy levels, so hopefully that'll be good for tonight. And basically just trying to get as much stuff cleared. Now I want to do that for two reasons. One, I have an animator now who's assisting me with some of the work. Right now he's working on the player model. And once that's finished, I want to texture the player model, as well as getting new NPCs for him to model. That way we can actually replace the default Unreal mannequins with our own custom models, which would be fantastic. And then from there, I want to get things done like the NPC partners, so that multiple NPCs can sit at a table together, and one follows the other. And aside from that, then we're getting... I don't want to say to play testing because that always seems to be the case, but we're definitely getting closer to something that I can get feedback on. Okay, so it is now currently nearly 10 o'clock. I've been going at this for about 2 hours. Gonna do maybe another 45 minutes, maybe another hour. Who knows? I'm feeling like I need a break right now. But we managed to get the kitchen list not spawning stuff. I did end up doing a tick event in Unreal. I don't like doing those, but I just... If anyone else knows a better way of doing this, then let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, for now, we're having a tick that just checks every frame. Is there something that needs to be spawned? Is it being spawned? No. All right. Spawn it with a delay. as well as we were getting error logs before, but I think I actually fixed that the other day, so I ticked that off. And before as well, I was getting errors with receipts that are appearing at the top of the screen with the viewport, getting errors there. I discovered if you untick context sensitive and make sure that it's a message in brackets, then it'll always be the blue point, which is what you want. You don't want the other one, because that's where the errors were coming from. It wasn't referencing the right thing. Thank goodness we figured that out. But yeah, aside from that, it's basically just figuring out most of the receipt stuff's working now, but occasionally for some reason they aren't disappearing still. So I'm going to look through the logic and do some more debugging, and then probably call it a night for today. But yeah, that is Monday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Hello everyone, right now it is currently 11:15 on Tuesday night. It has been a hectic day full of work and other responsibilities, and personally I'm just too zonked for tonight for any game dev, so I'm going to rest up and hopefully by doing so have more energy tomorrow, fingers crossed, to work on a bit more Loco and get some of the things that I've written down that I wanted to do for tomorrow night. And this is just all a part of solo game dev, knowing my limits and not overexerting myself, which I kind of already have, and I've reached that limit, so now I need to rest more. So hopefully tomorrow is a bit better. Okay, so it is now just about 10:30 at night. It is Wednesday, so I'm exhausted from the week so far, and I still have the rest of the week to go, but I've been trying to power through. I've been mostly bug testing tonight, figuring out the one issue we've been having over here with receipts not always disappearing, and I think I've found a way to replicate it, which basically helps me to problem solve and debug it eventually. And so for the next 10 minutes probably, I'm going to see if I can solve that. Otherwise, it's going to be saving the work for tomorrow, trying to get to bed a little bit earlier each night just so that I can recover and hopefully work on the game a bit more the next night. But it's also very hard to, once we get into the rhythm of working on something, to set it down. But yeah, that's just the struggles of game dev. Aside from that, I'm hoping to basically get the one other issue I have, which is when you have an item right now, if for example, if an NPC hasn't told you their order yet, if you have their order in your hand, as soon as you reveal the order, you'll show it. And so what I want to happen instead is that you have to reveal that order and then you don't immediately place the order that's already in your hand, if that makes sense. Just as a little polish or something that I kind of want to do. Then, as I said earlier this week and a bit earlier in the video, is doing the partners, and I'm really trying to refactor as much of this code over here as I can with the NPCs, because I know once I start duplicating everything we're doing here with partner NPCs, which basically is the same code, but a simple boolean that says, hey, are you the lead partner or are you the follower partner? That's going to affect a lot of things. And much like how when I was working in Unity, that meant a lot more issues happened. So I want to get everything working as smoothly as possible before I implement that feature, because I know that feature, if not done properly, which it probably won't be because it'll be done probably close to midnight one night when I've just, had enough of it. Yeah, that's enough rambling. You know the drill. So Wednesday night done. Let's see if I can make it to the end of the week with trying to work on the game. Yes. is now Friday. For those who are wondering what happened on Thursday, well... So today, I'm still feeling that way. It's the end of the week, and I have a few things that I haven't been able to get through, that being mostly the items being placed before bubbles revealed. That's something we can fix a bit later in terms of interactions. NPCs not going to table when they're cleared. That's something debugging that I'm going to have to do, which is kind of painful sometimes. And the final thing, the receipt not always disappearing after the order, and I've discovered that's always receipt number 2 instead of receipt number 1 when trying to clear tables. So that's going to be another blueprint debugging thing, figuring out math stuff. So I haven't been able to figure it out this week thus far. Maybe we'll be able to do that, maybe not. Maybe Steam will tempt me instead with some, weekend gaming, but I'm going to try and stay strong because I kind of rested yesterday. It was more, dying of exhaustion. So let's see how we go this evening. Hopefully we can get some stuff done and feel like we've been productive this week. So I know this is kind of messy a bit here. Obviously I'm going to fix this up. But what was happening originally is I had this for loop. But if I scroll over, you can see here I have an array, and these are all the ones that have been created from a separate event. But what was happening was it was going to this for each loop and saying, okay, get every single one of these items and compare the ID to the receipt we're sending. Now, if these IDs match, then call a boolean saying, hey, this is true, and then we do the rest to destroy it. But the issue with that is that it was going through every single array. It wasn't stopping the loop when we found 2 correct IDs. So what was happening then was it was saying, okay, this is true, and by the time it was going down, I think, to the other functions to destroy the receipt, we were declaring the next array, which would then set that as the array. I now want to fix this because this actually wasn't meant to be here. I was meant to destroy this and then have this new function here, which once it finds the array, it then goes and breaks this loop. And once that loop is broken, then it continues on with the functions. But right now it's after the loop it does another loop, which I just got to make sure that this isn't doing something else that's weird that it shouldn't. All right, everyone, moment of truth. We have 2 NPCs here. Okay, that has not done the thing we want it to do. So I unpurposefully did the right thing with the whole loop functions, but that didn't work. So we're going to bring that back to make it work. Whoops. So, surprisingly, I was able to get everything I wanted to finish for Friday. That means I get to push this all onto GitHub, onto the main branch, because things are working. And the next thing is going to be the partner system. We'll see how that goes. This is how my weeks go. Most of it is quite tired, and in many ways very boring. I'm just trying to get the bare minimum done, but at this rate it's trying to be consistent and diligent in my work, when occasionally taking breaks off when absolutely necessary. But I hope you all enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, then please do hit subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.